But let's move on. Let's focus on our domestic data points. In some respite for the auto sector, the passenger vehicle inventory levels, they have decreased, while the two-wheeler and the commercial vehicle inventory levels, however, continue to rise further. Harsharaj Khale, the president of ADA, joins us now on the show. Hi Ashish, thanks so much for joining in. Well, it appears there is some good signs, at least for the passenger vehicle division. Out there you're saying that the inventory levels have fallen, but you're also following it up and saying that it's fallen only because of production discipline. So that means that demand is not improving. Is that correct?
No, in May there was some improvement that we had seen in demand. Obviously June, as you can see, year on year and month on month, there is a degrowth. So yes, demand is still a concern, but the good part is that wholesale supplies to dealers are being regulated and stock has started coming down, as can be seen. Probably for the first time, as we have mentioned in some geographies, it is within the limit of 30 days, which used to be the earlier stocking norm.
Okay, so that's good news then. It's not just the production cut, you're saying there is some improvement in terms of demand as well. So that bodes well, particularly for the passenger vehicle segment. What about Maruti? If you could give us, some broad details in terms of the inventory levels at Maruti. What was it earlier? What had it risen to? And currently, has it come down?
So we actually don't track it OEM-wise as of now. We are just tracking the entire segment. So particularly of any company, I won't be able to give you any details currently.
Can you also help us with some inventory data specifically for passenger vehicles? You said it's about 4 weeks. What about for commercial vehicles? What about for two-wheelers? And how does it compare with what we had, say, in the prior quarter?
Yeah, so commercial vehicles, as we have mentioned, both commercial vehicle and two-wheelers has gone up. If you can see the data that we put out, commercial vehicle in June has seen a huge drop. It's close to 22% compared to May and about 19% even year on year. And if you look at the entire quarter also of April, May, June, commercial vehicle has been down about 14%. So with this unexpected drop in sales, obviously the inventory has gone up and it has increased to now about a level of 50 to 55 days. Two-wheeler continues to have a higher level of inventory right from the start of September 2018 when this downturn started. Two-wheeler dealer inventory has been a concern. It continues to be a concern. We are hoping that the OEMs will support us going forward now as we enter into the season. And as retail picks up, they will regulate their wholesale billing also and help us get down this inventory.
Okay, what about the liquidity crisis out there? Dealer financing, is it still a problem?
So liquidity on both fronts is a problem, retail for the customer also and for the dealer also. For the customer, we are seeing slight improvement, very slight improvement, nowhere near normal, but yes, it has started improving a bit. And I think with the measures that have been taken in the budget, once they actually start playing out, we will see further improvement. As far as wholesale dealer funding is concerned, it actually is, purely as per the market situation. The current market situation is quite negative. Financiers and bankers overall for all the businesses, not just for auto dealers, but for all businesses are in a cautious mode. I think with liquidity improvement, you will see that cautious mode come down and them returning to normalcy, which was seen before September. And obviously that will be the same for auto dealers as we head towards better volumes and as the liquidity improves for the financial institutions. You will see dealer liquidity improving also, but currently it remains to be very tight.
Okay, and you had mentioned the budget briefly. Post the budget, are you still hoping that GST rates will come down?
So we are definitely going to request. There is logic, as I mentioned earlier, also behind it, because the cost overall of automobiles in the past 8-10 months before and in the coming have really gone up and will be going up further. And affordability is now becoming a question mark. Looking at that, coupled with the other negative factors like a tight liquidity situation, has the consumer sentiment weak currently. So if not for a permanent GST cut, at least we will definitely request for a temporary GST cut till normalcy and growth returns to the auto market. That is our wish, and we will pursue the Honorable Finance Minister with this wish further also. Let's hope.
Okay, so at least a temporary GST rate cut is what you're hoping for. Just one final question. In Q1, the registrations were negative. They declined 6%. Any early indications of how the first half of July has been? Is it still a negative growth?
So it's a mixed bag because one is monsoon got delayed across the country in June. Therefore, you are seeing negative sales numbers across the vertical. In July, it has picked up in some areas. Too early to say how the entire month pans out, but obviously where monsoon has started and is progressing good, we will see some sales going up there. Monsoon is one very, very positive factor in auto sales, especially tier 2, tier 3 cities, and that is where currently the main market is.
Okay, all right, Ashish, thanks so much for stopping by. It appears there is some sort of an uptick at least. We are hoping that, the next time we chat, that things will be even better. So for the time being, from the, the PV segment out there, we're seeing a bit of a recovery in terms of demand, and production cuts as well have helped in reducing the inventory levels. Liquidity seems to be improving on the ground, and Farah is hopeful that maybe the finance minister and the GST team, they'll